Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish been caught, and the last stream poisoned, will we realize we cannot eat money. The reason so many people never get anywhere in life is because when opportunity knocks, they are out in the backyard looking for four-leaf clovers. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. Cherish youth, but trust old age. Wisdom comes only when you stop looking for it and start living the life the Creator intended for you. Take only what you need and leave the land as you found it. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. It is better to have less thunder in the mouth and more lightning in the hand. The weakness of the enemy makes our strength. No matter how nice or respectful you are, some people will still talk bad about you behind your back. Never take someone's feelings for granted. You never know how much courage they took to share them. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. A man can never have too much red wine, too many books, or too much ammunition. Blessed is he that expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. The only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. Rather go to bed without dinner than to rise in debt. If a man is as wise as a serpent, he can afford to be as harmless as a dove. Love your enemies, for they tell you you're false. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Do something every day that you don't want to do. This is the golden rule for acquiring the habit of doing your duty without pain. There are two wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil. The second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. He that is good at making excuses is seldom good at anything else. What we have done for ourselves alone dies with us. What we have done for others in the world remains and is immortal. There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. The happiest of all lives is a busy solitude. If you pick up a starving dog and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and a man. Contentment is not the fulfillment of what you want, but the realization of how much you already have. Life is about balance. Be kind, but don't let people abuse you. Trust, but don't be deceived. Be content, but never stop improving yourself. You may be the only person left who believes in you, but it's enough. Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. Only two things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are a little loved and little traveled. I'm an old man, and I have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened. Don't think money does everything, or you are going to end up doing everything for money. When in doubt, tell the truth. It is the little conveniences that make the real comfort of life. To be busy is man's only happiness. When you're good to others, you're best to yourself. Search others for their virtues, thyself for thy vices. It is better to take many injuries than to give one. Don't make someone a priority in your life when they don't do the same for you. Nothing is permanent. Don't stress yourself too much, because no matter how bad the situation is, it will change. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. It is less of a problem to be poor than to be dishonest. A brave man dies but once, a coward many times. Make my enemy brave and strong, so that if defeated, I will not be ashamed. Your enemies will often tell you the truth because it hurts, and your friends will often lie because it doesn't. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. Beneath the pain is a lesson. Beneath the sorrow is hope. Beneath the struggle is courage. When it seems all is lost, you find what you really need. Man will do many things to get himself loved. He will do all things to get himself envied. Courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees all others. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools. They don't have brains enough to be honest. Most people are only nice when things don't matter. You must be big enough to admit your mistakes, smart enough to learn from them, and strong enough to correct them. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. Write injuries in dust, benefits in marble. Let us live so that when we come to die, even the undertaker will be sorry. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. Actions are the seeds of fate. Deeds grow into destiny. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. I would rather obey a fine lion, much stronger than myself, than 200 rats of my own species. One ought never to turn one's back on a threatened danger and try to run away from it. If you do that, you will double the danger. But if you meet it promptly and without flinching, you'll reduce the danger by half. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man. We lavish gifts upon children, but the most precious gift, our personal association, which means so much to them, we give grudgingly. Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more of it one has, the more one wants. It is easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. He that speaks much is much mistaken. Of all the liars in the world, sometimes the worst are our own fears. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Beware of the man who does not talk, and the dog that does not bark. It does not require many words to speak the truth. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Ask questions from your heart, and you will be answered from the heart. Expectation always hurts, so expect less or no expectation from others. Don't be afraid of a shadow. It just means there's a light nearby.